Well, here we are at the end of a lane in North Yorkshire, just northwest of Wetherby, just off the A1, the Great North Road. And we're exploring a place which are very few places left in the UK when only cash will do. And the site of this only cash video is the Aldwick Toll Bridge. It's in North Yorkshire and it's currently closed, but we're going to explore today some of the history of this bridge and why it's one of the last remaining private toll bridges in the United Kingdom. This 18th century structure, which was rebuilt after flood damage in 1880, is nearing the end of a 6 or 7 month closure for essential maintenance. And this closure has left drivers facing a diversion of 25 miles that it was originally built to avoid. The toll is set at 40 pence a vehicle, and if the vehicle's not towing a trailer, and that price hasn't changed for almost 20 years, despite both inflation and the owner's attempt to double it in 2020, which was refused by a government planning inspector. Make sure you approach the toll road slowly because you'll drive to this particular toll booth. This is where you hand over your 40 pence, unless of course the sign's up that says toll closed, and drive through. So you might be lucky and cross for free, but you might have to pay 40p in cash. Well, there'll be no crossing the bridge for us today, whether we pay cash or not, because the bridge is closed. The bridge is closed for maintenance work, but we're rather hoping in a few weeks' time it will reopen. The ownership of the bridge over the centuries has been shrouded in mystery. A local landowner received parliamentary permission to build the bridge in 1772 in order to replace a ferry service and speed up journeys. It was owned in the 20th century by a company called Yorkshire Farmers Limited and was then sold in the 1960s to Montagu Burton, a clothing manufacturer based in Leeds. Well, here's the toll card for crossing the bridge. You can see that all vehicles, including private cars up to 3.5 tonnes, pay 40p. Everything else up to 7.5 tonnes pays £1. If you look at the bottom of the screen, it says books of prepaid tickets are available. The thing to remember though, it's cash only. There's no contactless payments, there's no digital payments to cross this bridge. So the bridge was built in 1772 by John Thompson, and before he built the bridge he ferried passengers from his rowing boat from one side of the river to the other. During bad weather the ferry couldn't operate, so Thompson decided to build a bridge. Well, times have certainly changed. If you worked here in the 1960s as the person collecting the money from the people crossing the bridge, after your costs of your tide cottage have been deducted, you'd have been paid just £1 for a 7-day week, starting at 7 AM in the morning and finishing at 10 PM in the evening. How times have changed. The Aldwick Toll Bridge is situated over the River Ure and links the villages of Little Osburn and Aldwick. Of course, if you don't want to pay the 40 pence toll, you can always take a trip down around the long way, but it's a 25-mile trip. The owners of the bridge expect to open the bridge late February, early March 2024, and the time will be communicated a little bit later. But the good news is you can start buying your tickets from the 5th of February 24. So in a few weeks' time, when this bridge reopens, you'll face a choice. Do I drive 25 miles on a diversion just to cross the river, or do I pay 40p to cross the toll bridge? It's an easy answer, isn't it? You'd pay 40p to cross the bridge. The only problem is it's cash only, so make sure you've got some coins in your pocket. Future plans for the bridge include improving the traffic flow and reducing congestion at the approaches through the introduction of automation and a traffic light system, which would prevent 2 cars passing in opposite directions at the same time. Well, the road sign might say closed at the moment, but in a few weeks' time, you'll be able to cross this bridge and save the 25-mile diversion.